What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 5 match for the NCL Season 3 or the Nimbasa City League, excuse me. We're taking on my good buddy Ben and his Tampa Bay Buizels. The Hacks God himself never ceases to hacks me, except that one time that I beat him with Belly Drum Darm. Every other game has been primarily decided by hacks, actually. Definitely our playoff match, for sure. That was like the hacksiest of all of them, and it was only one moment of hacks, but it mattered the most out of everything. So, let's get right into things here. His team consists of Garchomp, Buzzwole, Aerodactyl, Heliolisk, Torkoal, Steelix, Mega Houndoom, Clefable, Slowking, Victreebel, and Gengar. I was convinced he was not bringing a Buzzwole or Victreebel to this game. The rest of it I was definitely I could definitely have seen coming. I was a little bit surprised not to see Gengar. Of all things, I think Gengar was the big thing I was surprised not to see. Clefable is a big problem, and I didn't really prep for it as well as I could have. I have like one poison move on Pangoro, but I figure that it's probably setup fodder for my Entei. Tornadus looks actually really solid against the team that he brought, and I didn't bring it because I was worried about Steelix coming. I thought Steelix would come for sure to wall Megalodios. I thought that was the idea at least. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the team builder, you should check that out. Went up yesterday. Otherwise, my team. Okay, Tentacruel, I'm a Black Sludge, Rain Dance, Scald, Ice Beam, Rapid Spin variant. I needed Rapid Spin just to get rid of rocks. It's a little bit annoying if he gets them up. Whimsicott is Life Orb, Stun Spore, Encore, Moonblast, Giga Drain, I think? Pretty sure that's it. I have Encore so I don't just lose to setup on his team for whatever, whatever setup he may have. Or I can lock him into something else that I'm immune to maybe, who knows. Pangoro is Assault Vest. It's my secondary Mega Houndoom answer, primary Slowking answer, and it was a primary Gengar answer as well at 8 Shadow Balls, 8 Sludge Waves decently. Knockoff Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Gunk Shot? I might not have Ice Punch. I can't remember what that move is. I know I don't have any priority on it, but I have Gunk Shot for the Clef. I'm Scarf Diggersby with Ice Punch, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Earthquake. No return on it, which kind of sucks. I would have loved to have had return on it. It would have played out a lot better in this game with return. Again, Steelix was the main issue with bringing return. Same with Gengar. I couldn't really safely bring return and then lock myself into it. Megalodios with Toxic, Roost, Psychic, and Draco Meteor. So attempt to Psychic things to death and then Draco other things. I don't know. And Toxic's there for the Slowking mainly. Also, if he's unaware Clefable, which he's been on an unaware Clefable train. I'm pretty sure every single game Clef has come to, it's been unaware. So I'm not expecting anything different this game, to be honest. So Toxic wears that thing down really easily. And then Entei, I am a VinTei with Lava Plume, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk. The idea behind that is basically once Houndoom is either Mega'd or dead, then this Entei sets up on his walls very easily, and he can't... basically, I get to kill one of his walls for free, because he can't risk bringing in... Well, Garchomp and Aerodactyl in this case, but the same thing was Buzzwole as well. And he didn't opt to bring his special attackers, i.e. Heliolisk and Gengar. So, yeah, he can't risk bringing in Garchomp or Aerodactyl on my Lava Plume and getting burnt. Especially if I'm set up already, then he can't risk it at all, because they're taking a lot of damage and there's a 30% chance to burn. So that's kind of the idea behind the Entei. It punishes his walls very hard this game, and that was the idea in prep. Especially if he brought Sun, it punished them even harder, because then Slowking can't do anything to me, and I just pressure stall his walls as well. Especially something like Clefable, if it's unaware again, he just runs out of Moonlights very, very, very quickly with pressure. So I'm just going to lead with my Whimsicott. I figured it was the best idea here. I can Stun Spore, Aerodactyl, Garchomp. I can, get a hit off on anything else. Probably Giga Drain the Slowking. Or whatever else it might have wanted to switch into. Houndoom is the only problem. I can't really stay on a Houndoom. So I'm just going to lead with the Whimsicott here, and as he leads Garchomp. I'm running the Calc, and Life Orb Moonblast is a roll to kill this, depending on how much bulk he's got, so I figure he's going to be running enough speed for Tentacruel and Entei. It makes sense to me that he would, or at the very least, he would want to run enough speed for Adamant NCL. I think would make a lot of sense, and or Rotom Frost, to at least get like a Dragon hit off on the Rotom Frost before I hit him back or something. Because Specs Rotom Frost looked deadly this game against his team, and I didn't end up bringing it. So I'm just gonna go for the hit, and it turns out to be actually a relatively high roll. I thought it was a low roll, and I'm just gonna die to Poison Jab turn 1. But it's okay, because his Garchomp's severely weakened, and Whimsicott, I mean, what else was it really 1v1ing? Like, the only thing I could have done was, like, Encore Slowking into Slack Off or something. In my mind, like, Whimsicott getting a big hit off on this Garchomp, I mean, if he's Wish Clefable, then that's really bad, right? But if he's not Wish Clefable, then I'm actually in a pretty decent spot, and had I crit, then I'd be in an even better spot, of course, but, you know, that's just how it plays. So Whimsicott goes down. He's actually running enough speed, or enough bulk on his Chomp to live a Life Orb Moonblast from Whimsicott, so he's a lord for predicting my exact Whimsicott set and counter-teaming the shit out of it. There you go. So Garchomp's alive. This is a long game, by the way, so I'm not going to stop it as often as I want to. Diggersby was a free U-turn. I obviously threatened him with a Scarf. He can't confirm if I'm Scarf or not, just based on the way I brought it in, because obviously I know that he's not Scarf Chomp, so I could have gone directly into Latias and clicked whatever move I wanted. Slowking's going to come in here on the Lava Plume. This shows to be very physically defensive, not specially defensive at all. Based on the Lava Plume damage, Latias comes in, gets burnt by the Scald, so that's burn number 1 from Scald, by the way. And then I'm just going to get a Toxic off on this thing, as he's going to Shadow Ball and do absolutely no damage. So he looks like he doesn't have any special attack investment either. Fully physically defensive is what I'm sort of reading out of that. Roost on Latias, obviously he caught me on the Roost there and goes into Clefable. As now Tentacruel gets to come in on this thing for free. Heal Bell, I mean, it's basically showing me unaware with the Heal Bell. You don't really run that on a Magic Guard set necessarily. Burn number 2 from Scald, and I'm going to go into my Pangoro here on what I expected to be a Psychic move, but it's actually burn number 3 from Scald. This actually really sucks that Pangoro takes this and gets burnt. I'm fully aware that he's Colberberry at this point. There's no, like, I haven't seen leftovers on this, and I know it's not Assault Vest, so the only relevant item this could be is Colberberry. There's no reason that he would ever be Z-move against my team, unless he was really scared of Bronzong, but we've seen Shadow Ball, so I'm imagining that it's not going to be Z-move, because Fire EMZ would have been the best option against me. Ghost EMZ, he might have tried to, like, weaken my Latias a little bit more, I don't know, but yeah, Z-move doesn't make any sense. He's probably going to be Colbur. I'm just going to go for the knockoff, I think, and catch this Clefable switching in. And then now I figure, okay, well, Pangoro is worthless because Gengar didn't come, and then I missed the Gunk Shot. So this Gunk Shot miss actually has a lot of late game repercussions with the fact that this Garchomp is alive rather than dead. Had the Gunk Shot hit, it was a roll to kill. It was a roll to kill, but it's got a really good poison chance. So potentially would have actually, sorry, it was a roll to kill against max HP, and he only had 12 HP and a bunch of Spit F investments. So it would have killed. It actually would have killed this Garchomp for sure. And then that puts me in a little bit better of a spot because Pangoro can at least eat 1 Dark Pulse from the Houndoom, which is what I would anticipate against the Megalodios sort of thing there. And I kind of threaten, in quotations, the Aerodactyl with Bullet Punch, not as much without with me being burned and such. I kind of threaten the Clefable with Gunk Shot as well, but I can at least pop the Colberberry on Slowking or something, and then Diggersby gets a knockoff or something along those lines. At the very least, the Garchomp would have been dead, and I would have been in a little bit better of a spot without the speedy threat in front of me, especially given that I'm pretty confident it's his Rocker. And I don't really appreciate Rocks this game. Even if I have Rapid Spinner, I don't necessarily see myself getting a chance to Rapid Spin, sorry. So that really sucks, but we scout this is Z-move, so we know for sure the Slowking is Colberberry now, unless he prepped with double Z. Obviously, I get another U-turn off. With the Diggersby, it's doing pretty minimal damage to Clefable. If I had Return, it would do a lot better. I go into Tentacruel, and he Thunderbolts? Thunderbolt was very weird coverage against my team. He told me after the game this was supposed to be Thunder Wave. I was going to say, Thunderbolt is pretty ass against my team. Like, honestly, you'd kind of rather click Moonblast against the Tornadus. and you'd rather click like Psyshock against Tentacruel rather than Thunderbolt, you know? Tentacruel's a very specially bulky boy, and excuse me. Oh my god, I hate sneezing. So yeah, Thunderbolt was just, I don't know, definitely misprep on his part. I don't expect to see him run Thunderbolt Clefable against my team if we play again in playoffs. Yeah, Latias eats it though. Obviously, I was expecting like a Psychic move or not Thunderbolt, but there's no real reason for him to have clicked Moonblast that turn. So I thought this was a little bit free. And then I'm gonna go for what? Toxic. Okay, tried Toxicating the Clefable. At least burn some of the heal ball turns. I'm gonna skip through this a while. It's like Psychic Roost, Psychic Roost, and he's going to Shadow Ball Slack Off. He Psyshocked at some point, Scalded at some point, so he wouldn't run out of PP. We're both burnt, so it's whatever. He's obviously doing a little bit more than I am. Neither of us are getting Spadef drops, which is kind of big, actually. I'm trying to weaken him to a point where Draco will kill, which is about 51 to 61 is the range that it'll kill from. So right about here, and this is the turn where he shot him. Okay, so I think I have to... Oh, no. I went for it, and he slacked off. So this is big as well. This is another turning point. I missed Draco Meteor on the one turn I had to hit it. This is the turn I reveal that I even have Draco. He doesn't actually know that I have Draco up until this point. And the fact that his Slowking is live sucks. I mean, this mon was really the only thing threatening Tentacruel from just, like, sitting in on Clefable and forcing Clefable into a bad situation. It was the only thing threatening Tentacruel from sitting there and walling the Houndoom outside of Sun. I don't know, man. Honestly, like, that was kind of big. This was the only thing walling Megalodios as well. Just being able to get rid of the Slowking there and then swapping out. I would have been able to roost on the Torkoal again in the future. I would have been able to roost on the Clefable potentially. I definitely would have been able to roost on the Clefable potentially, or at least pick it off lower. I don't know, man. Like just breaking through the Slowking and killing it would have been so nice. At this point, I have to roost, and I think it's just a cycle of roosting and same difference. But oh, here we go, same thing. But he gets the Spadef drop finally, and he's the first one to get the Spadef drop, so I have to swap now. Like I don't really have an option. Going to Tentacruel on the Scald, obviously, and then I'm going to go back into my Megalodios. We're going to start the cycle over again. And I get him into a position here where he thinks I'm going to roost this turn, I think. Or maybe it's in the future. This turn, maybe? After another Psychic. No, here it is. So I was going for the crit Draco, and he actually swapped into Houndoom. So this is really good for me because Houndoom and Sun destroyed my team. But I caught him on a really good, well, not a good prediction because I was going for the crit on this Slowking, but I caught him on me clicking Draco, and I hit it, and I killed the Houndoom, which is big. That's very big. I was max special attack, so there's no way that wasn't killing. Just based on the bulk that he had to run for my team, he had to run enough bulk. Or sorry, he had to run enough speed to outspeed Megalodios because I was speed tying Gengar. Which left him with very little HP EVs to work with if he wanted to outspeed Megalodios still. Yeah, so, I mean, pretty big that we killed the Mega Houndoom. Megalodios, second kill of the season in week 5. Kill me. This mon is, like, actually not that good. Aerodactyl comes in. I'm very scared of, like, a banded set, so I just go into Tentacruel, and obviously there's the Crunch. Tentacruel has very little use in this game with no poison coverage for the Clefable, like Sludge Bomb, or Sludge Wave, I guess, and no Mega Houndoom anymore to wall. So I'm fine with just sacking it here. I wanted to scout out and see if he'd Earthquake or what his best way to hit me was, and it turns out to be Stone Edge. I'm not sure if he was predicting the in the game. I wasn't sure if he was predicting the Megalodios coming in and went for the Stone Edge over Earthquake, but I found out after the game he just didn't have Earthquake. His Aerial Ace and then Roost are his last two moves. So Crunch, Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, Roost with Life Orb set. Diggersby comes in here. I threaten him with the Ice Punch, in theory, and I'm going to knock off instead into the Clefable. I really thought Slowking might come in on the Ice Punch that time, just because I don't think Clefable, Clefable wasn't eating returns is the thing, right? So now, this is an interesting sequence of plays, because he brings in the Torkoal, and he gives me Sun on my Combine Entei, so I'm just going to boost up for a while. He's going to Toxic me. Toxic obviously doesn't matter, because I'm Rest Talk. Clefable comes in, is unaware, and I actually didn't realize that unaware ignored boosts from taking hits and giving hits. I was like, why is Moonblast doing so much, bro? I'm +4 and resisted, but that's how Unaware works, apparently. You'll see some turns where I choose not to Sleep Talk. That's because I'm preserving PP. And I'm trying, basically I'm still in the position where I'm forcing him, like I'm a +4 Entei, right? Like even besides the special attack drop, I'm a +4 Entei. He can't bring, okay, he could bring Garchomp and sack it. It's not a bad play by any means. Like Garchomp doesn't really do much here. Because obviously Megalodius outspeeds, Diggersby outspeeds, so the only reason he would have to keep it is to revenge Entei for some reason, and Aerodactyl can do that. He just needs to be low enough to do that. So basically I can pick on the other three, right? Like this Entei set picks on the Slowking, it picks on the Clefable, it picks on the Torkoal very easily. He can't do anything to me. I can rest talk my way through this, and I'm putting him in a position where he can't bring in the Aerodactyl or he loses 100%. Megalodios will beat him. What's Latios at? Yeah, it's at 57%. Megalodios will beat him if he lets his Aerodactyl go down to my Entei. 100%. 100% of the time it will. Or Diggersby will run through him with Earthquake. It's either or. So basically, his only option is to save Aerodactyl and give me a wall. So we're just going to skip through some turns. There's one turn where Nacho's like, oh, Ian doesn't know how to count. No, I do, I do, Nacho, don't worry. I was preserving my Sleep Talk rolls. Lava Plume, whatever, we'll just skip through some turns. Slowking comes in here, and obviously Slowking is taking these a lot worse than Clefable is. And so I'm just going to boost up, you know, get my special attack defense up again. Psyshock's not doing that much because he's physically defensive, not invested at all. And Lava Bloom is doing 44 +7, or +5, I mean, +7, jeez. I'm going to rest here as well, and then just go through the cycle again. And then I believe, so basically he's sacking his Slowking at this point, so I decided it's in my best interest to go into Megalodios to force in the Aerodactyl or the Clefable afterwards, rather than let him, yeah, so here's where I switched to my Megalodios. We're 62 turns, by the way, and yeah, and I finally get in range to just pick up the kill with Psychic. I'm just going to opt to sack this to the Aerodactyl. I figure Megalodios isn't really doing anything anymore, so I can just sack it to the Aerodactyl, bring in my Diggersby, and then I believe I go for a U-turn as he goes into Torkoal, which essentially puts us back in the same situation, but I've basically lost at this point. So I have a couple win cons, and we'll get to that in a second, but Entei coming in on the Torkoal gives me a free kill on a wall again, so I'm just going to blow back this Torkoal. Fire Blast Mist did not matter. It was not killing me. I had a lot of bulk. And Torkoal just gets to die, and I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because Garchomp's going to come in and revenge me right now. There we go. Even though I'm running a lot of speed on this Entei, it doesn't matter. So Diggersby comes in here. So, okay, this is my win con. He swaps in Clefable, or he gets frozen with Clefable. Those are the two win cons here. I have to click Ice Punch. It's my only way to kill the Aerodactyl because I don't have Return. If I had Return, this is maybe a different story. I believe with his moveset, he may have been able to kill Diggersby after rough skin damage with Aerial Ace. I haven't run the calc. Let me actually double check that while we're here, because that would have been his only way. Like the Clefable, I'll just hover over this. I think you guys can see this. Clefable's at 45% right now, and it's Unaware Clefable. Physically defensive, fully physically defensive, Unaware Clefable. So let's run a calc, and I might actually just bring it over just for you guys to see what is going on here. So this doesn't have huge power on the set, but there's huge power. Oh, you guys can't actually see it because it's all zoomed out, but basically this is what Ice Punch was doing 21 to 25.3. Moonblast was doing 37 to 44. This is fully physically defensive Clefable, by the way, as you can tell by the calc. So yeah, that's what Ice Punch was, a roll to two-shot him. Let's say he's at 45. So it's a roll, oh, wait, no. Guaranteed 3-hit KO after Leftovers recovery. Yeah, but if he swaps in, then it doesn't matter. I don't know. I definitely forgot about Leftovers, but he actually didn't have Leftovers, so because I knocked them off. So it was actually a really good chance for me to 2-hit KO the Clefable based on what I'm seeing there. So if he switches it in, you guys can't actually see this, and I can't really show you unless I move to the right a little bit. Is that going to work at all? No. Okay, I don't know. It says 85.9% chance of two-shot. So had he switched in Clefable, I probably win this game. So now let's look at the Aerodactyl calc. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's look at return. So return was actually a really good chance to one-shot the Clefable, and now I'm curious about the Aerodactyl. So it's not Bandit, it was actually a Life Orb with Aerial Ace over Aqua Tail. So Aerial Ace wasn't actually killing my Diggersby. Was he adamant? I need to just double check and see if he was adamant. I don't think he was. I need to know though. This is all relevant. This is all relevant. Wait, what? He had Gengar? That's not even the team. Where's his Aerodactyl? Okay, I don't actually know if he was adamant or jolly. I'm assuming he was jolly because he needed the speed for Torn. His team paste has Scarf Gengar on it. Doesn't have. Oh, that's week 6. Never mind. That's week 6. Okay, yes, he was jolly. Okay, so he was jolly, and that meant that the Aerial Ace wasn't killing me, and return would have two-shot that Aerodactyl spread. Sorry, he had 72 HP. Not a defense investment. So return, he was at 71%, I think. 71%. Anyways, I'm just gonna kill the Garchomp and go from there. And you'll see that we're about to lose here as the Clefable just comes in and it just, eats these ice punches. I didn't actually freeze any of them, and I'm just going to die to a Moonblast. So there you go. He was at 71% Aerodactyl. I'm very curious about return. Return was a guaranteed 2-shot at 71%. Ice Punch was definitely killing him from that range, of course. But return was a guaranteed 2-shot. So, and he couldn't kill me with anything because he had Crunch over Pursuit. So the Aerodactyl, yeah, return, if my set had return would have been my play because rough skin damage wouldn't have killed me and return would have killed the Clefable. Well, sorry, it was a roll to kill the Clefable, and then I would have two-shot the Aerodactyl and he wouldn't have been able to kill me. So that is how I would have played the game out. It would have at least got me one more differential point had I had return over... I don't remember what I had. Knockoff, U-turn, Earthquake. Had I had return over Earthquake, I had a much better chance of winning this game. I didn't, and so there you go. Apologies for the small cut, but I mentioned something about Ben's team in a future match, and I don't want to ruin his chances in that match because of a slip-up in my video. So there you go. That is going to be it for me, and I'll catch you guys later. Oh, actually, sorry. I don't know if I am going to cut that out or not. It really depends if he has played his match with Austin by the time I've put this video up. So there you go. That's going to be it for me, guys, and I will catch you guys next time.